what is your thoughts about like these new instances? Is there anything that it caught your eye? Is there anything that you see maybe like more specific in the wizard that you got excited? So tell us a bit more about it.
Well, so far I end up getting one essence for the Inferno 6, and that is like the main hand. I did end up checking it out the other day, and it's somewhat is okay-ish. Not
Mm-hmm.
gonna change any build, but it is a good option. Like it is a good option for builds, especially for the people who like to button spam. It is gonna be good for that build, but other than that, not that great for normal builds for PvP or PvE. And as for the other essences, the main essence that I am looking forward to is gonna be the offhand. It uh, gives
The
you the critical. Yeah.
45% damage increase, right? That
Well,
one.
well, no, we don't know if that is gonna be 45% critical hit chance increase, because originally it was supposed to be a 45% increased damage to burning enemies,
Mm-hmm.
but they end up changing that to critical hit chance. Now we do more critical hit chance to burning enemies. I do know that the cooldown is going to be 12 seconds for the Essen, but right now I have no idea what will be the value for the critical hit chance. But if it will be somewhat high, let's say 10%, 15%, then yes, that is going to be pretty strong in PvE and even in PvP. I can see myself using the new offhand. Especially in the PvE, and in PvP, we'll need to do some testing. But I do have one build in mind at the moment that's going to be somewhat decent
Oh,
as a
all right.
support wizard.
And
And
besides wizard, what is your thoughts? Did you because you usually don't look around that much because like your main wizard, right?
yeah,
D-
well, I would say the one that catches my eye was the Necromancer mount, but it again turned out to be somewhat nerfed at the end
yeah.
when we got that on the live server. And that is kind of sad because it did look super fun when we saw it from the test server. The footage it looked big and faster, but uh, by the time it went live, it is now smaller, like a small. I don't even want to like say it. It is a small. It's not even a rhino. It's just like a
It,
donkey. What more I can
it's
I mean,
the necro donkey.
yeah. I mean, it's not even a rhino. Come on, that is not
Yeah.
even a rhino. That
And,
is a small,
and like
like.
what there was like gamer anonymous, like he just sent me like a video because he got the mount and he showed me a video like he was farming on it, and it looked like extremely slow because like he only gives like 30% movement speed, like
Um.
maybe
I
it's
mean,
because he's that small. The donkey can only do
I
can only
mean,
run 30%.
I mean, the size doesn't matter as long as you can do quite a lot of
Yeah,
damage.
yeah, yeah,
But I mean, but even that I don't think is possible right now using the rhino. So that is kind of sad. I mean,
yeah,
maybe for farming, if you want to have fun, that is gonna be good. But it was kind of disappointed to see
yeah.
how they decreased the size. Maybe because it was a bit faster, because we know that the larger your character or the mount or anything in Diablo Immortal, the faster you will move. So maybe that is why they end up reducing the size for that rhino, and now it's a donkey. And
No, they were
other than
saying they were saying that if you use like the Colossus engine, it can get bigger. But if you use, for example, the warband, the brawler, and all these things, only your character grows, so the mount even looks smaller.
oh my goodness, they really did that with that
Yeah,
rhino.
yeah, yeah.
Oh
So
my goodness.
it looks weird. It looks very
Oh
very
my
weird.
goodness. They just want you to get the Colossus engine, and that's it.
Yeah,
They're just trying to sell it to more people.
yeah.
If you want
Did
a
you get
bigger
it?
rhino, uh, sorry, what?
Did you get the Colossus engine?
Yeah, I did end up getting that, and
Yeah.
later tonight I actually have a video scheduled for that. I'll be upgrading and pushing for the 6K Riser. Well, trying to push for the 6K Riser, it is still gonna take me time, but slowly getting there. So I'll
Yeah.
be doing some upgrading stuff. So about the essences, the Necromancer somewhat turned out to be disappointed. I think I'm not expert on Necro, but I don't think they end up getting anything
Hmm.
super awesome. And the next one that caught my eye was the Barbarian, the jumping, leaping type of a
Yeah.
Barbarian. I don't think it is going to be super strong. Maybe at low resonance, if you can somewhat combine Undying with it, maybe you can provide some support jumping here and there and annoy people. And that might be it. That might be it,
Yeah,
I think.
I'm not like a huge fan of the leap. I never was because I feel like the skill itself, whenever you use it, is it's kind of buggy. It just
Mhm.
like doesn't feel like good to play with it. So even if turns out to be meta, I not like that interest on it. It's probably like one of the first patches that I'm not like that excited for the because like it is a personal thing, right? Like
Mhm.
I just don't like to play with the leap thing. Like I know that there are a few barbarians that are excited, but I'm more like a whirlwind spin twin kind of guy. I
Yeah.
would love to see like whirlwind be viable in PvP. I think that will just be fun.
Well,
Uh, Go for it.
well, PvP. I'm not sure about the PvP, but they should make it at least viable for PvE. Even in PvE,
Yeah.
the signature ability of Barbarian isn't that uh, viable right now. It's very weak. I mean, we used to everyone who played Diablo 3 when it came out, the Wild Wind was super strong. You used to
Yeah.
like sprint at super speed and keep wild winding. That was super fun. And we
Yeah.
don't have that in Diablo Immortal. So maybe something for the wild wind in future, at least
Yeah,
for the dungeon and
I'm from that
farming, that would be
generation, you
good.
know. I'm from that
Yeah.
generation. That's why I still have like that nostalgia attached to it.
Mm.
Ben is saying that all necroancers sucks. Oh, that's actually, you know that it's like I feel like Inferno 6. I'm sure they will gonna find like one or two builds here and there. Maybe like some small improvements. But from
Mhm.
whatever I read, I think like maybe Monk is gonna have some possibilities because now they have like a
Yeah.
new slot on the head that is gives like these evasion. Maybe like there are I think some pants or the chest piece that gives like some golden stats or some extra CC. But
Mm.
anything like regarding these Inferno 6 senses, I don't see. It didn't got me super excited, except as you said, the necro mount and like the fire mage.
Yeah. I think one of the reason is that they are now trying to just give you filler type of essences
Yeah.
and not actually trying to change the meta all that much, because every time they give you something that is powerful, it changes the meta, and then the balancing part is just not fun. And you get something really good, then it get nerf. Everyone is like, dang it, they nerf our best essence that we got. So I think that they are trying to avoid something like that moving
Yeah.
forward with the
Now,
essences.
now
So
that you spoke about the balance, actually yesterday there was a guy here on my chat. He actually made a great point. So we had the Tempest, and since the release of the Tempest, everything was a shit show. We all know that. And after 1 year, we are almost reaching to a point that I'm not saying like things are like super balanced, like, but they are probably as balanced as they could be compared to maybe like 6 months ago when where you have like super barbarians, super tempest, you know, and all these things. And I feel like now at the top there are like quite a few classes that they are doing decently well. Obviously, we have, you know, Blood Knight that is still in the trash can, like a monk who does decently well. But the point he made was like, okay, we have a new class coming into the game, which is gonna be Druid. And we know for sure that Druid is gonna be incredibly OP as he was Blood Knight and as he was Tempest. So maybe they are doing these like we spent like a whole year trying to balance everything, and then they launch a new class that's gonna be super OP and it's gonna disrupt everything, and then the cycle repeats. Right, next year we're gonna be balancing Druid and all these classes. What do you think about like these cycles? Because you've been playing the game for a while, you most likely seen this pattern.
Well, I have a different take on this
Mm-hmm.
because I have never seen nothing this aggressive before, like
Mm.
one patch after another patch, and it somewhat gives me this feeling that they are right now in testing phase
Mm-hmm.
and trying out how powerful the druid is versus some of the other classes which is performing really good. And it is possible that druid might not be that powerful and somewhat might be a melee support type of a class, and because of that they are trying to uh, reduce the power of some of the classes which is performing really good. So
Mm-hmm.
when the druid comes out, people will not like shit on the class saying that it's not that powerful. I don't think they want to give people another really OP class because every time that happened, a lot of people were just saying, yeah, we're gonna quit the game. Our class is useless. We go to battleground, get destroyed. It's just not fun. And everyone talking about the same thing either on Discord, Reddit, Diablo Immortal forum. I think they're gonna try and avoid that, and that could be the reason why we keep on seeing these enough one patch after another. And at least what I believe right now, it has not ended. They're gonna keep continue to bring more class balance changes before the druid comes out.
Mm.
And what we have seen so far from the leaks for the druid, it is gonna be indeed somewhat a support type or a tank. It will have some offense, but mostly it feels like it will have the support type of abilities, at least for the tank. So
Yeah.
that is at least what I think right now. I could be wrong. I mean, it would be somewhat. I mean, not that great for the game if they just bring another really OP class. Everyone jumps to the class and everyone start complaining. Now everyone is like 90% people playing the same class before because it's performing better than the
Yeah.
other. So I somewhat believe that they are trying to balance the classes before the release of druid, so it will be somewhat decent. At least that
Mm.
is my take. I
I
don't know
I
what they
feel
are.
that in my opinion, I see where you're coming from, and
Mhm.
in an ideal world, things will always be balanced, right? One thing that you said in well is that over the like these past patches, it is nerf after nerf after nerf, right? And
Yeah.
a lot of the times I'm like, okay, but where are the buffs? You know, even like for the weaker classes, you know, like just buff them a bit. Another thing you said, and I liked it, it was like you said like they are using like these filler instances
Mhm.
like for the instance 6 to not like shake a lot like the meta. I think that was like interesting. I never thought about in that way because it really feels like, for example, whenever I look at the Blood Knight and I'm like they are trying to improve like Umber Lance, and I'm like, what the fuck is Umber Lance, right? Nobody uses these, but I feel like personally there is no way that they're not gonna make the new class good, because I'll tell you, even if they are gonna nerf it, like maybe after the 1 or 2 weeks, I feel like they want, because like imagine this is probably the highest points for promotion when it comes to Diablo Immortal. It is the
Mhm.
launch of a new class, and if you have new players coming into the game and the class is like feels like shit, I don't think they probably gonna stay. Obviously later on we have all these nerfs and things. I hope it's not gonna be as OP, and this I agree. I hope it's not gonna be as OP as Tempest was.
Yeah.
I think Tempest was like I don't know how it was Blood Knight because I was not here, but Tempest
Mhm.
was ridiculous, man.
I
uh
have no. I have. Let me say something here. I have like no freaking idea how did we survive versus Tempest for like 6 months
yeah.
playing. Like we got used to fighting the god like Tempest for 6 months. I just don't want to go back to being like that versus Druid. So, uh, but I would say that what you said is going to be true. They're going to try and make the new class somewhat good, but I do think that they are trying to balance few things out before the release of Druid.
Yeah.
And what I know right now, they are testing the class uh, at the moment, and they will have some more testing coming soon
Okay.
as well for the Druid class.
I,
So
I have a question for you.
Mhm.
The big question here is like, is Apollyon the master wizard of Diablo Immortal? Are you gonna play the Druid?
I mean, yeah, I have actually played every single new class for
Okay.
like month or two, so I will be switching to it when it comes out. But I'm gonna be super lazy. I have just started pre-farming already. I'm gonna use my like mystery legendary items
Uh-huh.
that I have for the druid. I'm not gonna use it for anything else. Uh, because I told myself I am not going to put 100 hours, 200 hours into mastering the Druid when it comes out. I will be saving every single item I can right now when the Druid drop. And I will be just basically clicking on the mystery legendary item, master the class, come up with the build, play the class for maybe about a month or so, and then eventually go back to being a wizard. Unless it will give me somewhat a feel of a wizard that I like to play as a support in
Yeah.
PvP especially. So if it gives me a feel like that, I might stay do it for a bit longer. But definitely I'm gonna try it out when it comes out. Master the class, see the builds for PvP, PvE, and then eventually go back to being a wizard.
Mm,
That is at least my plan right
yeah.
now.
No, there are definitely some. At least I don't know here in Diablo Immortal, but on
Okay,
on
another thing,
Diablo 4
another.
there are casters. Yeah.
I mean, another thing here, I think everyone knows that how good Blizzard is at testing stuff out. So I am by no means gonna say that the class is gonna be perfectly balanced. It is gonna be most likely imbalanced OP because most of the time I don't think they even have testers out there. They just make stuff and release it and see what the place comes up with. So
I think
it is
like
gonna be like that.
as someone that I used to do testing, not in obviously in video games, but
Mhm.
in like websites and all these things. The problem like it is that it's hard like to test something when you already know and you expect the outcomes, right? You are gonna be biased to play the class in a certain way, and also you're very limited to the amount of testers that you have, right? So whenever you release to the public, now you don't have, even if you have like 30 testers like in your team as a Q&A team, but now you release and you have like millions of players like trying the class. Like you know that how we creators we play the game, right? We play the game to try to break the game. So whenever you
Definitely.
have, yeah, so whenever you have like people that are you know, not only experts but like trying to go and with their experience of playing the game as a player and trying to break the game, most likely a few things are gonna be bugs what happened. There is no game that there is no bugs, but yet I feel like more important than the game not coming with bugs, I think more important is like how long does it take to fix a bug, because like I said, it is hard to prevent bugs, but how long is it gonna take to fix one? And I feel like in that sense, Blizzard sometimes it takes a long time, except I guess if they see more on the live stream trying to push for level 800 and they fix it like, oh my god, red button. You know. Oh
You know,
man.
bro, they are watching every single content creator, what they are posting and doing. They
Yeah.
just don't say anything about that. They are aware about what the community is talking about, either on Discord, Reddit, as content creator. They are aware about every single thing. They even read the comments, like what you reply. I'm telling you right now, I have experienced this before with the community manager. If you write something, they will know what you said to the person. So be careful.
It's the
Don't give
big
away
brother.
some. Yeah, they are even reading your comments on your videos. They just don't
They should.
like to
They should.
reply on that.
They
Yeah.
should read.
I mean, it happened with me. There
Yeah.
was this one time I told the person, I read the patch notes before anyone else, and the community manager came to me, you are not supposed to say this.
God.
So they are
Jesus.
definitely reading stuff, what we're doing here.
Uh,
So yeah, just be careful. They don't tell you stuff, but they do like read everything what the community is talking about on Reddit, Discord, comments on the content creators, and they are aware about everything. They just don't like to
yeah, I was saying like
comment on it.
sometimes players they come to us and they are like, oh,
Mm.
you could suggest this feature in this and that, and I actually tell them that the easiest way is actually to, if you have like a great idea, to put on the Reddit, because it really feels like they read more the Reddit and they take the Reddit more seriously than the opinion of the creators. I'm telling you, I really think that, because like I never really saw on a partner program anyone like really complaining that hard about like certain nerfs that they are happening, and but I see it on the Reddit. So they definitely are paying attention like to a lot of like these things. But again, I feel like they usually tend to put like more emphasis on the bad stuff, on the negative, than on the positive,
Mhm.
which is kind of sad. So talking a bit more about negative or positive, and here I want
Mhm.
to ask you your opinion, because there's a big topic that even the chat they don't know, they don't know how to agree on this. AFK farming. What is your thoughts
Oh
on
my,
it?
oh my goodness. Before I say anything, I actually don't care about the AFK farming myself anymore. I don't go to open world farming like ever. I don't go to open
He
world
doesn't
farm.
play the
So,
game chat anymore.
I mean, I don't go to the open world farm, and there is a good reason. I have
Yeah.
like too much material right now. I mean, let me actually send you a screenshot. I'm already logged in. I have too much material. There is no reason for me to go to open world and do any sort of farming. So personally, I don't care all that much who is doing AFK farming. Maybe they
Mm.
need the material and they don't have the time. Maybe they cannot put too much time because of the family. That's totally understandable,
Mhm.
and I'm not someone who's gonna try and uh, they. I'm not gonna try and push
So
this
basically
because
basically you're too rich to care, right?
yeah, I'm too rich to care. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
sending you a
I'm so
screenshot.
fucking rich in materials, man. I don't care.
I sent you a screenshot. You can share that on your Steam. I'm too
Oh,
rich to care about the AFK farming, but I
oh
do
my god.
care about the people who are boting using maybe
1 million
script or
scraps,
macro.
chat. 1 million scraps. Holy fuck, dude. He's a
But
scrap millionaire, boys.
so you see, I don't actually need to go to open world farm and do that
Yeah.
circuit farming myself. If I was someone, let's say, new to the game and wanted the material, then I would be like, fuck this person who is destroying my
Report,
circuit
report,
farming.
report.
Then I would be like that. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're rich like me, you don't care about any AFK farming, but if you're new to the game, need material, and someone you see is basically destroying your farming spot, then yeah, I can understand. It's
Mhm.
just not nice. So I think people should just go away if they see someone comes and want to do active farming. You should go to a different spot if you really want to do AFK farming. Be
Mhm.
nice. Let the person who wants to do active farm, let them do the farm. And if you see the spot there is no one, then you can try and do the AFK farm. That
Yeah.
would be the best ideal way, at least in my opinion. You don't disturb anyone, and they don't like try and curse you either. At least for the AFK farm, I think
Yeah, but
it
do
could
you feel
somewhat
like
work like that.
do you think like because a lot of a few people they say, oh, it's cheating, or is unethical, like do you think it's cheating? Do you think it should be
Well,
bannable?
bannable, no. Maybe bannable, no. Maybe some. They did end up making some suspensions. I know that someone from my own clan was suspended for it. Couple months back, was running 24/7 uh, AFK farming and maybe was reported and suspended.
Mhm.
And I did saw some people right now pushing for the Paragon 800 doing 24/7 AFK farming. They were openly talking about it on Reddit in another like server. So that I mean, it's happening. You cannot do much. Uh,
Mhm.
it's it's just not clear if it is allowed or not right now from like Blizzard side if they allow this or not.
Yeah.
That's the
So
issue. I mean, you don't even need to click anymore for some classes. You just stand there, and the
yeah.
minion kills everything for you. So that is basically not even cheating. You're not doing anything, just standing there on the
Yeah.
spot, and the minions are doing the job. So that is not even cheating. So, like, what we can do is it's really hard to like say that is cheating. That's
Yeah.
just in-game mechanic right now where some of the classes and people are using it. But
Yeah.
again, like if you want to be nice, do the AFK farm somewhere where you know you won't be disturbing someone else who wants to do active farm.
Yeah.
That would
No,
be the
I
ideal way.
absolutely, I actually, I am on the same boat as you. I am too rich to, no, no, I'm actually not too rich. No, what I was gonna say is that as long as you're not being an asshole and disrupting someone else's farm,
Yeah.
like it is, in my opinion, completely fine as long as you are using the in-game mechanics. For example, if you're using a necro and the minions are killing everything, I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. With the blood knight, you're using the bats. With the with the barbarian, you're using like the undying retaliation or whatever. So I agree that I don't think it's cheating. I think it's just like you're just being smart enough to take advantage out of like the in-game mechanics. However, like if you get like suspended, I don't really think that it is because of the AFK farm. I think maybe it's what you're saying. Maybe like they are like 24/7 for multiple days all the time AFK farm. Maybe like they see it as like a like non-human activity, you know?
No. I think there's a reason behind it. When
Okay.
someone start doing this for 24/7, then they are in game drama happening with them, like people cursing one another, and then there is like in game fights. So a whole clan will come together and start
Reporting.
reporting the dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So because of that, they get suspended.
Yeah, that's what I
Otherwise,
was
I
gonna
don't.
say.
Yeah.
The other
Otherwise, I
thing,
don't think. Mhm.
yeah, is like I
Uh,
only see two options to get suspended. Or you have like the unhuman activity, right? You're like, you know, online for the next 200 hours, right?
okay.
Or
I
the
mean,
other one is like they abuse the report system, because I know that there are a lot of people. They say, oh, okay, I'm gonna report these motherfuckers. You know, I'm gonna go through these all AFK farmers. I hate them. Is unethical. And like there are people that really hate AFK farming. On my server, it is not like really a big issue because it is very distinct, and people kind of know that. For example, World's Crowns, which is the new map, or the Shattered Wilds, these are like big AFK farm maps. Like literally nobody goes there to active farm. Then you have Mount's Vein, you have Realm of Damnation. Those are like active farms, and you don't see a lot of AFK farmers there. So I don't think there's a lot of problem if these two spots are not like getting involved in the same spot. But I saw some screenshots like someone sent me that on their server, bro, literally people are AFK farming every fucking where.
Yeah.
Like Mount Vein, like Realm of Damnations, like everywhere. It's actually insane. So I feel like maybe you gotta be lucky on which kind of server are you on. I think this guy was from you know, like the Spanish countries, like the Latin American countries, you know, where you know that there's a lot of people that they have a lot of alt accounts and a lot of accounts because, you know,
Yeah.
the currency there, it is very low, and you know, it's like very expensive for them to buy any plant and all these things. So most of these guys, they have like insane number of accounts. So the servers are like completely full of these AFK farmers because of that. So I can see where it can be annoying. So
I mean, elk
Go.
and AFK farming, this topic is going to be a bit different because when
Yeah.
someone is like, let's say, using 50 elves they're definitely not playing themselves. They're
Yeah.
setting up something to like automate the thing. That is gonna be definitely something different, and I think everyone would like agree that if anyone is like automating anything in game, not
Yeah.
playing themselves, they should be getting at least suspended, warned, or banned for that. I mean,
Yeah.
that is not even AFK farm. It's basically like
It's cheating. That's it, cheating.
that is basically cheating and getting like you using basically third-party software or script macro whatever to play the game for you and farm the gems and making platinum.
Yeah.
So that is gonna be, I think, most people at least would agree that should uh, action should be taken against, at least
Yeah.
in my opinion. That is cheating, at least that is what I think. But
Yeah.
for the AFK, let's from like my own server, there are people who are doing like AFK farming, but not in the sports where you would like go and do the active
Yeah.
farm. But
Yeah.
sometimes I do see people like fighting in world chat. For reasons like, hey bro, I'm trying to do the bounty here, and you're doing AFK farm, and then there is a huge fight after like that.
Yeah.
Like huge fight happening right after that. So things like that still happens in my server, and yeah, that is the most I think I've seen in my server where someone is trying to do the bounty and getting annoyed by.
Yeah, that's what Michael was saying. Michael was saying
Yeah.
it's fine until like you're trying to do the bounties and there's some assholes killing your mobs. Yeah, yeah, but yeah, but you know, like it happens, but like like you can deal with it, you know. Laurent was saying,
Another thing, I
yeah.
don't even need to deal with that. I go use the terror essences and do the Hellslave bounty.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's like the best way, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, like a poly is too rich to care, man.
I have stopped doing the regular bounties since
Yeah.
the Hellslave bounties came out. I just go and use the Essen and that's it. That is what I do. So
Yeah.
peaceful, so fast. I love bounties like that. Otherwise, I would not do bounties at all. At least that is me. I'm too rich to go and do the normal bounties.
Yeah, that's for the normies, man. That's for the normies. I was seeing here, and Laurent was saying, I honestly can see them making changes to something to stop AFK farming.
This is actually really interesting because I know something. Like a lot of people don't know this. Partners don't know this, but they have been working on something to improve the security of the Diablo Immortal to fight Elt and Susan boss, and maybe we will see something coming with the next major update when the market will somewhat merge. Maybe more ban waves and wipe out all Susan and boss again, like we saw last year. Everything was wiped out, wiped clean. Maybe we will get something like that again during the anniversary. At least that is something that came to me. So I was like, let's share that.
Yeah. No, I know. So I cannot share a lot, but I know that they are trying to tackle these problems.
Yeah, yeah.
They definitely are. I don't think they will. Okay, so personally, here's how I feel like regarding AFK farming. I don't mind that it exists, but I think the same way as they nerf builds because they are too OP. I feel like AFK farming at this stage is just too OP. It just like gives you XP, gives you runes, gives you instances, more than scraps, right? Like you also give scraps and gold dust and all these things, but it is just like gives you everything you need and sometimes even more, and you don't really have to spend your active time. So personally, if I will make a change, I will make it in a way that, okay, you want a lazy farm, you want an AFK farm, okay, fine, you can do it. But if you actively farm open world, you will get like 10 times more rewards, right? So like that.
Yeah.
you will feel like more incentivized to actually go and do like maybe a 30 minutes farming, and then you're gonna be done instead of like sitting with your character for like 5 hours, right? So I feel like it's more like you know, adjusting here the balance between active and AFK, because right now if you go like with 4 necros to a spot where like the respawn it is super fast, it is completely broken. Like I don't know if you ever did it, but it's like it absolutely broken. um
I have
it,
seen it. I have seen it in
yeah,
open
yeah,
world, like other people doing it. It looks like crazy. So much action happening.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's absolutely crazy. So we already talked, you want to speak more, because we have here
Oh,
bots and Susan market.
yeah, I do have a solution for AFK farming. I mean, they
Okay.
could easily give everyone like a special arena area. Like, let's
Mm-hmm.
say a special area where you can go and park your account and you possibly get some material and XP, but it's like
You
10x
park your
less than.
donkey as a necro.
Yeah, yeah. Or where you can go and click on the autoplay and you automatically play it. Your character automatically play the game
Mm-hmm.
for you. Big items, big gold, and do the salvage and everything. But it is going to be maybe 5x less than what you get in open world or
Mm-hmm.
in any other sort of farming. It could be fun, like if you are working, you park your uh, character in this special arena. You see your character playing on auto and getting some loot. Possibly this could be one way of doing it, because I have seen it in some of the other games that you can just click on auto and it plays basically
Mm-hmm.
for you and you get some loot. This would be, at least in my opinion, not so bad. Like 5x less loot compared to someone who is like actively farming themselves and putting the time and work
Yeah.
into grinding.
Gamer in the chat, you was saying that you already get way more scraps, XP, and loot if you do solo than if you AFK farm. No, listen. As someone that I did, I never AFK farmed before I reached to level rank 30. I know you get more XP, but what I'm trying to say is that if you have 4 necros and they are AFK at the same time, and you have to understand, you're not putting any effort. You're literally not putting any effort. You're not there. You can be doing like going outside, you're working, whatever. And the percentage of farm that you still get out of it, it is still way, how can I say this? Like, it is still like so high, the resource that you get, that it is very incentivized for people to just keep doing it, besides just going to AFK farm, besides going to active farm. There was some here.
Another
Go.
Another example that we just saw, Mao was doing a live stream where he like played for about 12, 14 hours straight to
Mm-hmm.
try and hit Paragon 800. And let's compare Mao 12 hours playing actively, trying to hit Paragon 800. And then, like I was talking about earlier, there were some people in my server
Mm-hmm.
who were doing 24/7 AFK farming. They are also Paragon 800, but they have not put
Any effort.
anytime themselves. So
Yeah.
that is the difference between AFK farming and someone putting the time themselves.
Yeah.
Like they very easily hit the Paragon 800 without putting any effort, and Mao had to like play
Sweat.
like a crazy man 12, 14 hours and hit Paragon 800. So that is the
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Between, and why some of the people think AFK farming is a bit too OP.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
least in my opinion.
Yeah. It's absolutely OP. So we have here. What is your thoughts about the bots in Susan?
Susan, Susan Boss. I think. Oh my goodness. I think it's gonna be a big mess if they don't get a handle on the Susan bot before
Mhm.
the market merge comes for the server
Yeah.
cluster. They have that planned for maybe anniversary. If they don't get the handle on that, it is gonna be a big mess, because right now the Susan have to go into every single server and create the account and try and sell the platinum to people. But let's imagine the servers get
Merge.
merged.
Yeah.
They don't
So
have
so
to
so
actually
just
go.
just one thing. It's not that the servers are getting merged. What is getting merged is the action
Yeah, the
houses.
market.
The
Yeah,
action
the
house, the
market.
markets are getting merged in a like in the summer. Go for it. Sorry,
Yeah,
I just wanted to clarify.
so it is gonna be like they can basically, let's say they keep on creating alt account in your server, but now they know that the market is somewhat merged with some of the other server cluster.
Mm-hmm.
They can just keep spamming, easily making account and try and reach to people on the other server as well. Less time for them maybe, and it's gonna be a mess.
Yeah,
So they will
imagine if we're
definitely,
gonna have just a Susan server where they
yeah.
gonna, like you go to that server and it's like 500 Susan bots, or more,
I
or
mean,
more.
and another thing here. Right now, a lot of people, let's say real people, they are running alt account, but they don't server transfer because it's hard to take your uh, else with you to another server.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gonna be even easy for them to transfer their main character to a different server and keep the alt on the same server, keep farming and keep on making the platinum through the server, through the market, which will be merged with some of
Tell me
the other
something
server cluster. Yeah, so
that I'm
they will
curious.
somewhat need to get a handle on the market or the boss, Susan boss. Otherwise, it is going to be somewhat a mess. Prices will just keep on dropping because the supply is just going to keep on increasing
Yeah.
with the Susan boss, and there won't be much demand. So I'm definitely looking forward to this market merge, but hopefully they will get handle on these Susan boss.
I,
Otherwise, it's gonna be mess. Everyone will be like, we cannot even sell anything on the market, and it's not gonna be fun. It's not gonna be fun. It
yeah.
will be it will be good for the whales who will able to purchase
Everything cheap.
stuff for much cheaper, especially the normal gems. It will be much better for them, better prices. But for smaller players who like to sell and make some platinum, it is going to be harder for them to sell anything if we just keep seeing more and more Susan board and trying
Mm-hmm.
to somewhat exploit the market that got merged with some of the other cluster. At least
Tell me one
that
thing.
is what. Mhm.
Tell me one thing. What do you think? So, what do you think about alt farming? And before you
Else,
answer, wait, before you answer, I also have another question. Can you now, because I think you can create other 5 characters in another server, right? Is that true? Like if I send
and
switch servers, can I create 5 more characters on the same account?
I have like one account on the Oceanic server
Mm-hmm.
and one on my main my
Okay,
main server. They both count differently. Like I only see one account, my main account for my main server, and one for the Oceanic server.
okay.
And
So,
I can create 4 more on my main server and
uh-huh.
4 more on the Oceanic server.
So you cannot create like 5 more characters in another NA server?
I can like on each any server I can create 5
5
characters.
characters.
For example,
Okay.
what's your server name? Like Less Pool of Wisdom? I
Yeah.
think you play on. So I can create 5 accounts on Pool of
Okay.
Wisdom. Then I can go create 5 accounts on maybe another EU server.
So
So
you're
it's
seeing
like
the
that.
problem that I'm identifying, right? Because if that's the case with the server merge, you don't really need to have multiple accounts anymore. You can just have multiple characters in multiple servers that they are sharing the same cluster. And
Now,
can't you
even
funnel can't you
oh
funnel
no,
like platform another server in the future to your main, even if it's on
even
another
that
server?
no, even that is a bit too complicated. What you are saying, is basically creating a battle.net ID, and it takes so much time. What these Susan bots are doing is basically
No, no,
using a
no, no. I'm
guest
saying as a
account.
player. I'm saying as a player because like as a
Oh, as a
player,
player.
there are
Mhm,
players that they have multiple accounts to have like multiple alts, right? Like instead of 5, they have
mhm.
10, 15 because they have multiple accounts. So I'm saying that in the future, if you have one account, but you can create multiple characters in different servers that they can share the region, the same action now, right?
Yeah, through the market, through the market, yeah, they will
Yeah.
able to do it. They can stay on different servers, but use the same market. So yes, they will able to do it.
Wow.
Yeah, they will able to
That
do
can
it.
be insane. That can actually be
Yeah,
insane.
that can be insane even for players, and it is going to be even more insane for Susan and Boss,
Yeah.
who will try and sell stuff on the market. But I do have like some idea that they are trying to combat that before that update will go live. At least that is the information, and we will see if it actually happens or not. But
Yeah.
it is going to be interesting time for the market, definitely when that update goes live.
Yeah. Now talking about some cool stuff that is coming into the game.
Mhm.
Okay, we know about the crossover market. It's gonna be or the W or the L. Like we still don't know, but hopefully it's gonna be a win. But what is gonna be a huge W is gonna be on April 30. Diablo
Hopefully,
Immortal
yeah, hopefully.
with Berserk. What do you
Mhm.
think about it? New collab coming. Big thick sword.
Definitely, definitely, I'm very excited for that Berserk collaboration. I have seen the anime myself. It was pretty good. I would say it is much darker
Yeah.
than Diablo lore itself. I was like, really, Diablo doing a collab with Berserk,
Mm-hmm.
and it's much darker compared to. The Diablo itself, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm hoping that there will be some good gifts for everyone. Like they are not gonna try and sell, and sell everything, but
Mm-hmm.
hopefully there will be some good gifts for everyone as well. That's gonna be a good thing. Otherwise, I think we content creator every time see whenever we cover these patches, event, update. Everything is pay to win. Where we can get there isn't anything for the free to play small spender. So hopefully there will be something for people who can actually get without paying stuff. So that's gonna be good. But I'm excited for Diablo X Berserk. I'm a fan of the anime, and hopefully it will not cost you arm and leg to enjoy the event.
Yeah, maybe you can keep your one of your kidneys, man. Laurent was saying first 200 incoming. Even though I will love that, I don't see them putting like that effort. Do you think they will go out of their way?
You know what? They should go out
They
of their
should
way
go.
and
They
make
should
it
go.
absolutely. You don't. I mean, there is no link to having two weapons in barbarian hand.
Yeah.
Like it will not affect the performance of the character. They just need to make one big ass sword, and that's it. They can do it. They can absolutely do it. They are Blizzard NetEase. If they want to do it, they
Yeah.
can absolutely do it. But you and me both know that they are too lazy to do it. So
Yeah.
it's not gonna happen. At least
Yeah, no, but the thing is, like, the animation for Barbarian, it is already coded inside the game. Okay,
I mean,
so
they have been making animations for the cosmetics, like Phantom Market cosmetic, like the Chinese Lunar Year. They even like you had to spend another $100
oh my
to get
god,
more animation, so they can absolutely make more animations for each class if they want to do that cosmetic justice. It would look super awesome with one big ass sword and wearing that berserker armor. It would look super awesome. At least
I
that
feel
is
like
my
that
opinion.
will just like if you tell me that okay, they are selling the weapon cosmetic. And you say, okay, the weapon cosmetic is gonna be like 1,500 or like 22,000 orbs. Imagine, okay. I think that maybe that's a fair price for like the cosmetic. But what if you told you that this also is gonna change the way your barbarian or your crusader is gonna work now? It's gonna have the two-hand sword and all these things. Do you think it will be justified to put like a 5,000 orbs, 6,000 orbs if it comes like with this cosmetic plus the total rework of the cosmetic?
I mean, any cosmetic which cost more than $20 cannot be justified by anyone. It is a bit too much. Going over to $20 is a bit too much. but somewhat it is normalized in Diablo Immortal. $50, 100, 170, now 250. I mean, I cannot justify that. I can only hope that the prices will be decent, but I know it is not gonna be, and they will try and give you a cheap version of the weapons on the market for 1500 orb, and if you want the really good badass one, then you will need to go purchase the Phantom Market
You know
Cosmetic,
what
and it will.
I am thinking that
Mhm.
they may do. I because like remember their first try of like trying to upsell the Phantom cosmetic
Mhm.
was, as you said, on the lunar on the Chinese thing, right? That you had to pay 6,000 orbs to change the color of your shirt, which is ridiculous, right? But I think like that was the first tryout for them to try to upsell even higher when it comes to the Phantom cosmetic. So I think that maybe there is a world that they will try to sell you the Phantom cosmetic for Berserker, and maybe if you buy an extra, maybe we're not gonna call it temporary, but maybe like I don't know, Berserker animation, maybe you're gonna use the two-hand sword. Maybe there is a world that maybe that can happen.
Definitely. I mean, they can call it whatever they
Yeah.
want to call it, like tempering. You get to hold your sword in like you just ditch one weapon and hold the one big one, and you have to just pay another $60 and you can do it. Definitely can happen. I
Yeah.
can see that happening, and it will only cost total of $250,
And one kidney.
and yeah, and you'll be a proper Gus wearing the Berserker armor,
Yeah.
and you will look the best. But I'm
Yeah.
hoping that okay, so couple of things I'm hoping right now that they will give free legendary gems, quite a couple of copies like they will give away, and I'm hoping that there is going to be a free cosmetic like a character cosmetic and not the weapon one for everyone to celebrate this collaboration, because they do at the end of the day they do want people coming to the game and playing the game and get some rewards hitched to the game, especially the new player. They don't want to give an impression of something, a new player coming to the game to try out this event and seeing, oh my goodness, everything is asking me to pay to get a skin, a weapon, a gem. I don't think they want to do that. Any sane person who want people to come, especially the new one, would they would want to give them something so they somewhat feel good and try to try to hitch them to the game so they keep on playing, and maybe down the line in future they will do more spending,
Yeah. I,
because if new player come to the game and see everything is pay to win, they will just uninstall and move away.
yeah.
That's how it's gonna be.
I think like a good way to do things, for example, as a free to play, it is whenever you want to give cosmetics and all these things, I feel like it is completely fine if you ask them to do something, right? So if you kill the boss, the Berserker boss, whatever it's gonna be, uh,
Perfect.
you know, yeah, Griffith for sure.
I want
Uh,
okay, some personal stuff here. I want to kill that. Oh my goodness, I don't want to curse the dude, but the anime was never finished, and we never got to kill
yeah.
the dude. So I'm gonna be taking my I'm gonna be super satisfied killing a dude, and hopefully there will be reward for killing the dude a couple of times, so I can feel somewhat
Yeah.
good for the things he did.
Imagine that after you kill it, you get as a reward for free to play. Um, I feel like if I would do things, I would do like normal mode and a challenge mode. I feel like these should be, and on the normal mode, maybe you get the weapon, the free to play cosmetic weapon, and if you kill it in hard mode, you will get the normal one, the equipment. Because in World of Warcraft, we only got weapons, and now we only we never got like any like if you want to change your cosmetics as a free to play,
Mhm.
it is really hard, man. Like, they absolutely suck ass. Like
Bro, this
I'm just
I mean bro, this is gonna be super awesome. Imagine there's gonna be a normal difficulty. You go and do the normal difficulty in a raid. You get like the weapon, then you go and do the harder difficulty, which will be somewhat not depending on combat rating, hopefully skills, but you
Yeah.
get the skin itself. I would be helping the whole server out if that happens
Yeah.
to get them like get this skin. It is going to be super awesome, like a activity for the community. Everyone would be helping one another to get that skin before it goes away forever. It is going to be super awesome, and hopefully they do that.
Yeah.
I have no idea, but hopefully they do that. That is going to be super awesome.
Yeah.
That's going to be
No,
super
I
awesome.
feel like we need stuff like that because I mean, like, it is fine if you get it. Like, you remember on the World of Warcraft one, you do like the small missions on the main event, and then you used to get like a weapon, a cosmetic as a reward. I
Yeah.
mean, like, that's fine. That's good. Also, was like 8 weapons for the no reason. I think there was like too many things. But either way, I feel like, for example, the Gauntlet 5. If you do the Gauntlet 5, you get the cosmetic. I also feel
Yeah.
that the same way as we have in Diablo, I think that this class specific shit, it is super annoying. And I was actually gonna ask you something. What do you think, like, if not only in this like Berserker challenge or on the Gauntlet 5, if I change classes and then I go there and I beat it again, I will get like the skin for my character for that specific class. Do you think that's gonna be a good idea? Because I think that would be a great idea for free to play.
I think it should be cross class from the get go. You should not be like changing classes and trying to obtain it for other classes. There are
I
a
don't think
lot of
that will
people
ever
out.
come.
So many people out there don't play more than 1, 2 classes,
Yeah.
and maybe in future, if they end up switching to another class, they will be like, "Oh, dang it, we are missing that exclusive weapon from
Mhm.
Berserk." Wish it was like cross class at the time. I think they can do the cross class for the weapon and cosmetic. They don't really need
Mhm.
to like make you do the same thing over and over again, especially if the event is
But
also
I think
time
that
limited.
they will make you do. Because
Yeah,
I
definitely
think,
they can,
yeah,
or
or
maybe,
they
or
should
maybe
like.
they will most likely put that on the event with the tiers. You go and pick the weapon that you want for the class, and like they did with the WoW, you just complete the tiers and just keep on
Mhm.
picking the weapon for the each class. Maybe they are gonna do it like that.
Yeah. No, I definitely, because I think cross class skins, they will always maintain it as a premium thing. It will be goated. It will also come for free to plays, of course, but I don't think it will come. I don't think that they will
They they
always like.
did did they did cross class cosmetic couple of times, I believe. So there was
Did
maybe last anniversary they end up giving a free cosmetic, the anniversary
no,
cosmetic.
it was not
Yes,
cross
I think
class.
they did. There
Which one?
was yeah, maybe not cross class, but they
No,
did end up giving one cosmetic. I forget because I never end up using it, but Chad will know that if
no, they might
recently
have given a cosmetic, but it was always class specific. And
also,
mm,
recently they end up giving the first battle pass cosmetic to people, and
it was
mine somewhat
already.
turned in.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know how it worked, but now it says for me at least I can use it on like some of the other classes as well. At least the original classes, other than like a Blood Knight and Tempest, I can use the first
Mhm.
battle pass skin.
Yeah.
So they end up doing that right now, but not enough. Definitely, I do like agree with you. They need to give more cosmetics. Uh,
Mhm.
People love cosmetic. I mean, and I think everyone would love it if there would be a way to obtain it, especially if a nice, challenging way to obtain it. So you get together with your friends, clan, help one another. It will create a nice environment as well. There are a lot of people like me out there who will be helping out the community. So everyone gets it. And I know whales out there will be helping out their smaller members as well.
Mhm.
So it could be a somewhat decent community thing as well, and they can even go and do some leaderboard thing for some exclusive rewards, maybe some speed running and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Why
that was
not?
fun. That was fun.
Yeah, that it can be
I
great.
want to ask you about the. Do you think that will come a new legendary gem?
Definitely, there's gonna be a new legendary gem. There is no freaking way that they are gonna not try and give you a free legendary gem. I won't be surprised if they end up creating like a 5-star, 2-star, and 1-star.
Mm.
Like they can do all three. But I somewhat believe right now it's gonna be a 5-star legendary gem.
You think so? Why?
Yeah, it's gonna be. This collaboration is somewhat costing them in the first place, and even after that, whatever like people will be spending on Diablo Immortal, there is gonna be a like percentage share that they will be sharing with the Berserk IP. So they're definitely gonna try and make a lot of profit from Diablo Immortal and Diablo 4 as well. So I do believe it is going to be a 5-star gem. 2-star gem is just not going to make them all that much money. So it would make sense that it will be a 5-star.
You think it's gonna be like a 5-star limited
I
time?
think
Oh my god, that'll be insane.
I think it is going to be a 5-star plus 2-star gem. And 5-star is going to be
Paid?
early I like somewhat shared my speculation about the 5-star gem. It will be somewhat based on the lore of the Berserker armor, where Gus uses the armor. He gets super fast, do more damage, more speed, more aggressive. But after using that armor, he start taking damage as well. So it could be something like that. The 5-star gem where you will be doing more damage. Maybe you will have more movement speed, maybe more skill cooldown, but you will be taking a bit of damage as well in return. Something like Berserker IV have. You get more damage, but you also you do more damage, but you take some damage in return as well. So it could be something like that. At least that's my speculation.
Or do we could have the first Phantom Market cosmetic that is gonna increase your damage and your movement speed.
But if that happens,
I'm done.
Oh
I'm
my
done. I'm done.
I mean, can we even support that as a content creator? I don't think.
Nah,
my
that's
goodness.
insane.
I mean, imagine a cosmetic. If you wear a cosmetic, it gives you a certain amount of like base stats. Let's say 10% base stats or 5% base stats. I mean, it's gonna be insane. No one is gonna be like, "Oh, this is awesome." Only like 2 or 3% people or 5% people purchase the Phantom cosmetic. It's gonna be trash if they do something like that. It's gonna be
No, you
like
you can. I'm okay with the cosmetics as long as they are not powered ups or bring
yes,
stats
definitely.
for the games.
I mean, they can sell 1,000 cosmetic. I don't care as long as it doesn't give them power.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, GameZone? GameZone, you want to join the call?
Oh, we have Lorette, we have GameZone, and
You guys want to join? Oh, Lawrence and the Game Zone. If you guys want to join the call, send me a whisper on the Discord.
it's gonna be a big call. It's
yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
a big call then.
The last topic that we have here. No, let me just finish close it up. Something regarding the Berserk. I hope like to be honest, man, we don't have a 5-star gem, but I kind of. I can see where you're coming from, and I also can see where the Blizzard can come from, like from adding like that extra, monetization for them to maybe recoup a bit of like the investment that they made in this collab. However, like, did you enjoy World of Warcraft collab? And if so, if you enjoyed it, do you have any feedback of like something that you would like to see now on the Berserk, like something different or something like they could add up differently because you felt like in the World of Warcraft event was a bit lackluster?
So personally, I did enjoy the World of Warcraft collaboration event, and I am looking forward to Berserk as well, and I'm excited. I think it is gonna be good. The only thing that I would say about the WoW event, it was somewhat lackluster because it was a bit too easy. You just go do the very easy task and then get the reward, and that's it. It was really easy. I would have maybe added some character cosmetic skins on the top of weapons, and that would have made the event even better. So I'm hoping there's gonna be character cosmetic for the this event, Berserk event, and maybe some challenging stuff as well that can make the event a lot better. I know I know that there is gonna be pay to win stuff like skins and gems and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. But even after that, I think I'm going to enjoy the event overall. And you know what? Uh, I think we went too much into pay to win stuff, and it somewhat maybe feels negative that we are somewhat negative towards the event. We
Mm-hmm.
are not. I think the conversation just went that way because everyone loves to get something free as well.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
the event itself is going to be super good. We love the manga, the anime, the game itself. Just hoping that there is going to be some free stuff that we can use and show off later in the future, where new players will come and say will be like, oh dang, look at this player. He's wearing a character skin from the anime, and he somewhat got that maybe by playing the game and not paying with the credit card.
Mm.
It could be somewhat good, but I'm excited for the event, and I think it is going to be a successful collaboration. And I might even go and try out Diablo 4 and see what they will be
Man,
getting.
I wanna see. I wanna play. If Barbarian on Diablo 4 has the big sword, I'm playing it. I'm playing it. You know what?
Oh, and another thing, Diablo 4 is even gonna get a quest line, a small quest
Really?
line. Yeah, they're gonna get a quest line. So I'm hoping
Oh,
there's gonna be a quest for us in Diablo Immortal as well, where we go and collaborate with Gus and go
nah.
destroy
I don't think.
Dreamfest.
I don't think that's happening. I don't think that's
That's
happening.
gonna be that's gonna be super awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, Diablo 4 will be getting a small quest, and so I'm gonna go try that out maybe if I get the time.
Okay.
But yeah, super excited. Personally, super excited. I think it is gonna be 90% really good event, and some of the good stuff, eye candy stuff, is gonna be behind the credit card. I mean, that is how it is gonna be.